I lost 10 whole kilos after doing exactly what I'm about to tell you, so do not skip anything because it's super, super important, all of it. And these 6 things are what I would do if I was trying to lose weight all over again, because it is so easy and so practical. What is happening? Do not skip this because context is important. Firstly, fat loss is usually seen as a punishment, control, discipline. It's seen through that perspective, through that lens. And the reality is stress and restriction dominate decision making, which just means it becomes really aggressive, it becomes hard to sustain because you're like, cut, or something like that. That's usually what happens, right, when you're trying to lose weight. At least that's what happened for me. And then recovery is usually seen as optional instead of essential. So today we're not looking at doing less, but rather we're looking to stop behaviors that actively work against fat loss. So let's have a look. The first one is chronic undereating the entire week and then having a party day on the weekend. That's not the way it works. And no matter what anyone says, no. And yes, cheat meals do help jumpstart your metabolism, if you will, but they should not be ridiculous. So for example, right, during the week, if you're, say, eating 1,300, which is very, very restricted, very, very limited, and then all of a sudden on the weekend you eat a 2,300 calorie day, that's not helping you. That's just making it worse. If you eat more consistently, so instead of eating 1,300 and, you know, being on a 500 calorie deficit per day, eat 1,500. That's more consistent, more manageable. And then if you want to have a cheat meal or cheat day, make it slightly higher. So maybe if you're 1,500 for the whole week, then have 1,700. That is a good amount where you're still having a little bit extra, a little bit of a boost, a bit of a jump, but you're still making it reasonable. So that's really one thing to keep in mind. The next one is stop using exercise to earn or compensate for eating too much. So overtraining syndrome is a very real thing. It can happen to anyone, not just athletes. People tend to go on a tendency, even I did too once upon a time, when I was yo-yo dieting a long time ago, which was very unsustainable. I ended up gaining back more than I lost. I would say eat a packet of Oreos, which once again, if you're going to be eating a bit of a cheat meal, make something healthy, not processed crap. So I would eat a pack of Oreos and I'd be like, oh my God, I need to now go run the treadmill for 2 hours. It's just a very bad mindset. You need to be doing it sustainably and properly, not earning and then like compensating when you do eat too much. That's really, really bad. The next one is stop cutting carbs long term out of fear rather than strategy. So yes, you can reduce your carb intake. Like if your whole diet before was pasta, then yes, please cut your carbs. But it does not mean just to go salad. You can still have some degree of carbs, make it strategic, right? Because carbs are important to support your thyroid function, to provide energy. So do not cut them out fully. No food group other than trans fats should be cut out fully. And I stand by that. The next one is stop cutting out sleep and recovery. We talk about overtraining syndrome. This is also prevalent here because people just tend to go run, or exercise. And this is when it's like a very fine line between eating disorders and being healthy. Because if you go to a point where you're just so fixated on fat loss or weight loss, you don't realize how important the recovery is. Because in order for your body to build muscle, which yes is very important, even if you're trying to lose weight, because muscle helps you burn more. It improves your metabolism, because if there's more muscle, then there's more substance there to burn more calories. Whereas if you have less muscle, there's less of it. And it also increases the chance of like sarcopenia, Alzheimer's, a lot of neurological conditions linked to reduced muscle mass. So make sure you sleep and you recover, because they are just as important as training. Okay, remember that. And another one, stop resetting every Monday. It doesn't have to be Monday, it can be any day. Just stop restarting all the time. I know some people, even when it came to like fitness, right? Back in the day, people would be like, oh, try something new every time, mix it up, zhuzh it up, whatever. That is not the case. Same applies to food. If you're being consistent, be consistent every week. Rome wasn't built in a day. Your body's not going to be built in a day. Weight loss isn't going to be lost in a day. It takes time. It's about consistency. So if you mess up on one day, not, oh my God, that's it, the day's over, I can eat like whatever, and then restart again. No. Just continue it on. If you mess up, that's fine. Accept it. Move on. Be graceful. One of the 5 nutrition love languages. If you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure to check the video linked somewhere here, because I talk about the 5 nutrition love languages to date your health, which is very important. And the last one is Stop treating fat loss like it's a short-term sprint. We touched on it. Rome wasn't built in a day. Fat isn't lost in a day. It takes time. There will be bumps, there will be curves, there will be spirals, but you will get there. All right, if you do it consistently, if you follow what I've said, you will do it consistently and you will get there. To bring it all together, the key points are predictable eating, training patterns. Your body loves some form of consistent effort. It's a relationship with yourself. You need effort in a relationship. You can't just be like, I'm going to do whatever, accept it. No, it doesn't work like that. Sustainability, repeatability, predictability, all those abilities. Next one is allow flexibility with chaos. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. Someone messes up, you're not going to slap them in the face. Hopefully you go, okay, and then you learn from that and you move on. That's all you need to do. And the last one is viewing fat loss as a long-term process and not a sprint. Do not run towards the finish line. Be consistent. It's a marathon. It'll take time, but you will get there. And if you need any extra help, which I highly suggest because it can be hard to do it on your own, especially if you have family or friends that aren't in the same boat as you, I can totally relate to that. My company called Nourish, we provide generalized and tailored meal plans, which is fantastic because if you're busy, chances are you don't have time to cook all the time. So I do 3 days of full meals, which are spread over 7 days. So it's a 7-day meal plan, but you only really cook for 3 days, which is the beauty of it. Super simple, super easy, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, all those different types. So make sure to check it out. And if you want something a bit more personalized, I'm a certified nutritionist and health and wellness coach. So send me an email, a DM, check out my website. Always happy to help. Any questions, comments, queries, what you want to see next, leave a comment below, and wishing you happy digestive systems. Until the next one.